going back a little on history, it belonged to the Dutch East India Company. And it then became in ownership by a trust, CNO. And CNO was a trust whose trustees were global. Once the Dutch ambassador to India, when he was a trustee, he came here. Then he sent word, would it be possible for me to come and meet him at David Hall? When I went there, he asked one question. He said, if this building was in your hands, what would you do? And I said, I think it would be a great place, a great cultural center. And of course, it will need something which to earn its keep, and therefore a cafe. So he said, that is exactly what we have in mind. Of course, at that time, the building was in complete ruins. In the end, we ended up incurring the cost and restoring it. Now, going back to history, when you see David Hall is probably among the oldest Dutch buildings in Fort Cochin, built by Dutch shipwrights. That you will find that the upturned hull of a ship is what you will see. And at first we said we'll make it a cultural center, place where art can be exhibited, where talks will be held, book readings, and all those things can happen. So from a cafe, from a gallery which has a cafe, now it's a cafe which has a gallery. Now looking at the history of David Hall, the Dutch building, and as you know, the name David came in during the English times when the building was in Jewish ownership. During Dutch times, the various versions of history on that. It was hospice, it was the governor's residence. So it would not be wrong to say that the conversation between Governor Van Reed and Itti Achudan took place on the premises of David Hall. To put the context, the conversation that took place between Van Reed and his team and Itti Achudan, later on the Butt brothers came in, a Jewish a Jesuit priest also came in the picture, and which resulted in Hortus Malabaricus. So in a way, David Hall is the platform on which Hortus was conceived and written. It had to be a place where things happened. So that's what David Hall is now seen to be, in a very contemporary sense, modern in an ancient setting. In a way, it's the way the building is, the cafe is, simplicity and a comfortable environment with a rich historic premise. And when you say that this building, looking at it, and you say it is nearly 400 years old, there's a certain sense of museum to it. The fact that David Hall is such an ancient building required that it should be restored to its original look, to its original state, and its original should not get repaired or improved upon. It should be kept, restored is the word to be used.